Hey, I'm Spenser.
And I'm Britton.
Since 2011, Buckethead has released 301 albums in his Pikes series, and we're going to listen to them
3 at a time.
This is Getting Head.
Welcome, bots, slogs, slunks, chimney sweepers, street sweepers, chimney cleaners.
Yep.
The man who invented riced cauliflower.
Yeah, okay.
Richard Nixon's proctologist granddaughter's former roommate.
Richard Gere's hamster.
The woman I am stealing every single streaming service from.
Me too.
2 former children who appeared on Double Dare 2000, the Nickelodeon show.
Wow, okay.
Ashton Kutcher's Spirit of the Party.
What is that?
The International Brotherhood of Typewriter Repairmen, and most especially our Patreon secret Coop subscribers, Dan Morrison, Dylan Lance, and Ian Killia.
Hell yeah.
This is episode 72 of Getting Head, a Bucketcast.
Yeah, wow, we're here. We made it to 72. We're like 28 away from 100. We're really close.
That's true. What do you got? What else do you got for 72? This is something you should know.
7 plus 2 is 9.
Are you ready for a Geek Squad fact?
Okay.
72 is the original dots per square inch on the Apple Macintosh.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's been pretty standard for computer monitors for a long time until we moved up to these
better
high-res screens. Yeah.
Better.
Yeah.
Better.
Yes.
Eddie Vedder.
Better than Eddie Vedder.
Better,
yes.
bedwetter, Eddie Vedder.
Yeah. Yellow lead better. That's the guy from that. Yeah. I don't know.
What's new with you, Spenser?
Oh my God, so much. Britt, we have a lot to talk about. I've been saving some factos to drop on you this year, Bucketcast. Are you ready?
Fine.
The very first thing we got to talk about is former Five Finger Death Punch drummer Jeremy Spenser.
Yeah. Is it? How's that spelled? Is it Spenser for hire or Spenser's Gifts?
Gifts. It's of the gifts variety. Yeah.
The better kind. The better kind.
Hate to see it.
The better kind. I love to see it.
So why am I bringing up former Five Finger Death Punch drummer Jeremy Spenser, you might ask?
That's a good question.
Well, okay. He did something interesting somewhat recently. On October 31st, 2021, he released 9 albums.
Wow. A drummer.
He played all of the instruments as far as I know.
Oh, so he plays more than drums then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
As far as I know, I don't really know a whole lot about them, but so the band that he released these albums under is called Psycho Synner, and that's spelled Synner.
I think I've seen this before. I think I've seen this before. He's like, it's like super stylized, super stupid metal. Yeah, I saw a video of this like a year or two ago, and I was like, what the fuck is this? This is hilarious. Yeah. I didn't know they had an album, much less they were releasing 9 at once.
So he released 9 albums at once on October 31st, 2021. So like, what, 4 months ago?
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
on Halloween, interesting.
On Halloween. This is interesting. So this guy has a bit of an interesting career. So I just think it's funny to talk about this. So like his band currently is called Psycho Synner. He performs under the name Grim Synner. That's spelled Grym.
I hate to do this, but this belongs somewhere, Spenser.
Goth news. Goth news. Goth news for cool dudes. This is very. This guy's
don't try to keep
goth.
this out of. This is definitely goth.
All right.
What was his name again?
Jeremy Spenser.
No. His what does he go by?
Grim Sinner.
Oh. Give me a more goth name than Grim Sinner, Spenser.
Yeah, it's
please.
pretty goth. It's pretty goth.
Please.
Okay.
That's what I thought.
Okay, check this out. So, okay. He was in Five Finger Death Punch from 2005. He was one of the founding members of the band. He left the band in 2018 because he had to have surgery on his back.
Okay.
So it was like a pretty serious health thing. Like he literally couldn't play with them anymore, so that's why he left the band. And so he was announced at the end of 2018 that he would not be returning to Five Finger Death Punch. So he left them for a couple months, then decided he wasn't going to come back. So what did he do after that? You might ask.
I wouldn't, but go for it.
Yeah, I know. So he was first in June 2019, he was sworn in as a reserve police officer in Indiana. I know.
Okay.
And then in September 2019, he's been very busy. It was announced that Spenser would be acting, co-directing, writing, and providing the music for the soft pornographic horror parody series Lady Killer TV, which he also created.
Sick.
That
sounds rad.
So he announced this. The series, apparently it happened. The series features several prominent pornographic actors and actresses, such as Tori Black, Adriana Chechik, and Tommy Pissel.
Yeah.
So, yeah, pretty wild.
Nice.
So then at some point after making Lady Killer TV, he just made 9 albums and decided to release them in a day. Let's go through the names of those albums.
Please.
The first one, or at least this is the first one listed on his website of the 9 groups, or the 9 albums, Unholy Hymns for the Children.
Love it. Super goth. Next.
Album 2, The Devil Made You Do It.
Very goth. Next.
Album 3, Killing You Softly. My God, you need to see the album cover for this one. It's fucking amazing.
Really, so he's like dressed up as the devil.
Yeah, he's basically dressed up as the devil. Yeah. He's dressed up as a grim sinner. Brit.
True. Grim sinner, which the devil, I think, is a grim sinner. So,
speaking of grim sins, album 4, Fuck in the Fire.
That rocks hard. that rocks.
Album 5, Dying to See You. Number 6, Bite the Snake. And that's my favorite one.
That goes hard. That's a real.
He's into CBT.
That's a real that's a real smell the glove type. Title.
Yeah, definitely. Album 7, As the Demon Dances Under the Blood Red Sky. Album 8, 666 AD, Volume 1. Or sorry. Album 6 is 666 BC, Volume 1, The Burning Years.
Okay.
And then it's 666 AD, Volume 2, The Scorched Years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
I saw this and it just, I think it's funny.
It is. It's also super goth, and we appreciate anyone spreading the message.
Yeah, totally, right?
Yeah.
It's goth time.
Indeed. Continuing with goth news, King of the Goths and generally nice human being Robert Smith recently announced on Twitter that not only are The Cure in the process of making a new album, but they will also be touring it again in the near future. The band's follow-up to 2008 413 Dream is highly anticipated, and Smith has suggested it might be the group's last album.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, he's like in his 60s now, so it makes sense. They've been around for fucking
and dude, that guy has written so many songs.
So many good songs.
So many fucking songs.
In Goth obituaries, Florid A., also known as Frida Goth, age 92, of Verona, Wisconsin, passed away on Sunday, February 6th, at St. Mary's Care Center. She was born on June 25th, 1929, in Black Earth, Wisconsin.
Holy shit.
The daughter of Hubert and Norma Kelter. Florid was an avid Packers and Brewers fan. She enjoyed a glass of Ruby Lady wine and liked going to the Ho Chunk Casino. Florid had a general love for music and played both the piano and the accordion. Fucking swinging dick, man.
That's
she enjoyed spending time with her family and is survived by many children and grandchildren. And most of all, she was a goth. And in final and the most unfortunate goth news, Papa John's founder and goth John Shatner confirmed this week that he is scheduled to speak at this year's Conservative Political Action Committee conference, also known as CPAC. CPAC is he's also being joined at CPAC by probable sex offenders Donald Trump and Matt Gaetz as key speakers.
Oh, yeah.
The conference is to be held between January 24th to 27th in Orlando, Florida. So hopefully something bad happens by then.
Dark news for cool dudes.
What else is up, Spencer?
Oh, man. Okay. Okay. I found myself in a funny situation recently, and I feel like it's worth talking about.
Like,
so
funny ha-ha, or funny getting your penis stuck in a bicycle chain?
More the latter than the former.
All right, go for it.
So, have you ever had like really intense gastrointestinal distress? But
yeah, you're talking diarrhea?
Yeah, like diarrhea, bad stomach problems.
Yeah.
But while you have somebody like a sex friend staying over,
I try not to.
I know, right? Yeah. And then okay, so basically I had to leave work early the other day because I got food poisoning basically somehow.
Right.
And after the third trip to the bathroom at work, I was like, I need to go home. No. This is fucked. And I had a person hanging out at my house. And I was like, hey, I'm leaving work early because I'm coming home to shit and you need to leave.
Cool.
So I just wanted to open the floor to see if you've ever had to kick a person out of your house because you had to shit.
I don't think so.
Nice.
I don't think I've been ashamed of like my bowel movements. And also like I know how to like hide them well enough and like... I don't know. My digestive system's pretty good. I've never like
this rarely happens.
Sharted or shit my pants.
Yeah, me either. Yeah, me either.
I'm pretty confident in my butthole.
Yeah, it's surprising. Like every time I tell people like I've never shit myself, they're like, "Really?"
Yeah.
And then I'm like, "How does that happen to you?"
Everyone's like, Spencer, really? I figure you'd have a fucking blown out asshole. Jesus.
Yeah,
you figure that
it's what you would assume.
Be like a fucking spare tire after like 6,000 miles, man.
Yeah. So that was an adventure in life. It was pretty good.
That's pretty fun.
Yeah.
We have a new Discord.
Yeah.
People should join that.
Yeah. If you're listening, join our Discord. There's links on the sites.
Go to our Instagram and stuff. It's on our link tree, which is on our Instagram and our Twitter. Go there. Go to our link tree.
Yeah, trying to farm up a community of sorts.
Yeah,
a head community,
a Pornhub community.
Yeah,
because we're really like the ultimate goal here is recently we have figured out that there's really, if you're not familiar with Rule 34, Rule 34 is the rule of the internet which states if something exists, pornography exists of it on the internet.
Correct.
And so far, I've been trying to prove Rule 34 for Buckethead, and
I don't think it exists. Yeah,
I don't think Buckethead porn exists.
But like the thing is as scientists, as internet scientists, as we are, we cannot affect the outcome of the Rule 34 observation by like bringing it into existence.
I don't know about that.
Well, I feel like that's unfair.
I think I might have to fuck a bitch in a Buckethead costume.
Oh, that's amazing. That's pretty good. I do like that.
Yeah, I don't know if I like it, but I'm gonna feel like
maybe is the wrong word.
Yeah, like, I feel like it needs to be done.
Conceptually, it does something interesting to my brain.
Intellectually, you don't disagree with it. You're like, well, that should probably happen.
But scientifically, I have some problems. You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that Buckethead is like the only thing that I've found that is it is outside of the Rule 34. I cannot find
They don't
a
even
Rule
really
34
have
for it.
Buckethead like fanfic, which is weird.
Yeah, no, there really isn't. I looked.
I know
couldn't
several
find
people
any.
who very much want to have sex with Buckethead.
Interesting. That's new to me.
Yeah.
Cool.
We've had one of them as a guest.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay.
At least one of them.
Shout out to Cody Cooper.
Oh, I was talking about Chibs.
Oh, the Australians, obviously.
Yeah. Both the Australian guys, both Chibs and Bevo were chomping at that bucket dick for sure.
Yeah, champing at that bucket dick.
I mean, yeah, they have families and whatever, but we know what they think about when they're making new children with their wives.
Yep. Sure. Britt, what's up with you?
Not a whole lot. I mean, I'm kind of like walking without a cane now, kind of hobbling along.
No more Herman Cain.
Yeah, kind of the last period of my my recovery here, which is nice. You know, it was only 2.5 months to recover all right here. I mean, I don't fully have like mobility and like everything still feels weird and tight in my foot, but it's getting there.
Nice.
It's the bones fused up enough now to where it's not gonna like hurt it to walk on it more.
Nice.
That's good. So
it is good.
Hopefully this is the last week I have to talk about that.
Yeah, hopefully for me too.
Next week maybe I'll come up with something real in my life that's actually happened.
Nice. That's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well.
Yep.
Cool.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's do a bucket fact.
Let's do it.
Bucket fact, 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 bucket fact.
Today, we're going to talk about a film the Buckethead composed and appears in, but was never released.
Wow.
Tony Hooper's All-American Massacre. Written and directed by Tony Hooper, son of famed Texas Chainsaw Massacre director Tobe Hooper, All-American Massacre was meant to act as both a prequel and sequel to Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1 and 2. Starring fellow Cornbugs bandmate Bill Moseley, returning in his role as Chop Top from Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, the film takes place years after the events of the first two films, after Chop Top has been caught and institutionalized. The narrative is structured around flashbacks tied to an interview he is being given by a tabloid reporter and his eventual escape and killing spree thereafter. Starting as a 15-minute short in 1998 and growing to a 60-minute feature film, production took until 2000, whereafter Buckethead scored the entire film. Reasons for the film never being released are unknown, but speculation as to the rights of the character of Leatherface, reportedly played by Buckethead in the film, might have blocked its release. There were also rumors of fears that the film would further damage the legacy of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre after the universally panned Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation was released. Tony Hooper, however, has gone on record saying that none of these were as instrumental to the non-release of the film as money problems in post-production. Since then, there has been a website teasing the release of the film and even a Kickstarter, but the Kickstarter failed to reach their monetary goal, and the website has been offline since 2018.
Damn.
A bootleg copy of the film has been rumored to exist, and surely the film must exist in some form somewhere, but it has never surfaced. We do have a very weird teaser trailer about 2 minutes long featuring Buckethead as Leatherface, though.
Whoa.
Yep, and that's maybe all we'll ever see of a feature film starring Buckethead.
Bucket fact.
Holy shit, that was amazing. That was an incredible bucket fact, Britt. Thanks for that.
Hoop-de-doop, scooper-doo, bing-bang-bong.
I want to see Buckethead as Leatherface. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, it rocks, right?
Like, I'm into that. I want to fucking see that shit. That sounds great.
What did we listen to this week?
We listened to 3 fucking Pikes.
Yeah, we did. Pike 214, 215, and 216.
Trace Candle.
Teleflecter.
And Wheels of Ferris, respectively.
Yeah. We're back to regular music, which is something interesting.
It is.
I'm still, I mean, this is the second week, right? We've been out of the Halloween Pikes fully. And I'm still like getting used to like not hating these again. Like actually sitting down and like going back and listening to a song. I actually went back and listened to some of these songs.
Huh.
Unlike any of the Halloween Pikes.
Yeah, totally. And it's like I said last week, it's a lot harder to have funny conversations when you don't hate the thing you're talking about, because it's very easy to punch down on something. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, I wouldn't say like it's punching down on stuff we know is beneath Buckethead.
Oh yeah, totally.
Because we're not saying Buckethead's not talented. I'm just saying like for the albums I haven't liked of his, for the most part, it's been, hey bud, I know you can put more effort than that into this album.
Definitely.
Which is usually my only gripe with what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Pike 214, Trace Candle, released on November 25th, 2015, just 6 days after the previous Pike, Crumble.
Yeah. This is ambient guitar. It is clean guitar with delay and reverb on it, and it is just that.
Yeah, it's one single track.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Trace Candle. You know what it really is, though, I think?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a Yankee candle.
Yeah.
It's a Buckethead-scented Yankee candle.
It is very mellow music. This is good. This would be good sleeping music or music to get a massage to.
Yeah, music to take a really nice bath to.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's meditative, it's beautiful. It would fit really well with like 80s Windham Hill stuff.
Yeah.
A little like kind of electric Will Ackerman type stuff here.
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful. Like there's nothing exceptional on it, and he doesn't like hold a lot of themes or melodies that are like beautiful and recurring, but it is him just playing a lot of beautiful singular melodies and then moving on to kind of the next thing.
Yeah, like I mentioned earlier, this did remind me of like the sort of music that would play when you get a massage.
Mm-hmm.
And to that end, I started thinking about massages quite a bit, and it reminded me of, for a while I was dating a person who worked at a massage place, and she would tell me stories of like dudes that were banned for getting boners during the massage, which I think is hilarious. I mean, maybe not hilarious to the people who are dealing with the boner dudes. But, you know, like the idea of that is funny.
It's, I mean, boner ban. Like, I mean, are they banned just for getting hard?
Well, for being creeps.
Yeah, because it's like, I've gotten a boner while getting a massage before.
Oh, do tell.
I don't know, like you're there in like a warm, comfortable setting for like an hour, and like, especially if your dick is like up against the thing and you're just kind of there and it's like hanging out, friction happens, you feel good, you feel relaxed, you feel vulnerable. Sometimes you get a boner.
Okay.
You don't get a comfort boner ever?
I mean, I've never gotten a boner during a massage because it's like that's somebody that's there to do a professional thing. I don't want to be weird to them, so it's just like
I'm not intentionally getting the boner, Spencer. I'm not thinking like I'm not thinking about like pussy and shit.
You're like, oh yeah, man. I wish these hands on my back were actually a pussy on my cock.
Yeah, I'm just like, hey, would you mind if I watch porno while you're giving me the massage? It just makes me comfortable.
Yeah. Or will you come in and you're like, hey, I have some music that I want to play. Will you give me a massage? And it's just like the audio from a porn. Yeah. Pretty good.
Yeah, this for being a single track and not really having a theme or a ton of musical motifs to it, this was a cool album. I liked it. It was relaxing.
It was relaxing.
Didn't stand out, but still probably a better than average Pike, regardless.
What awkward boner is this album?
I'm gonna say this is like an awkward, like getting your boner caught in something, like someone catches you doing something, and I'm gonna say it's like a really soft candle, or like really like like not like liquid wax that's almost fully gone into a fully hardened into a candle, but it's just soft enough to fuck.
Whoa, wow. You speak about this very confidently. Do you have experience with this?
Well, I'm thinking about it like a kind of an American Pie situation, but like an American candle.
Like a Yankee candle, if you will.
A Yankin candle. Yeah.
That's the name of the episode.
Yeah. Yanking it.
Okay. That's
Weird Al Yankee candle.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. This is getting you're doing something weird with your boner. You know, you're fucking the couch. You're you got one of those like tube things that has like the little sparkles in it. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, pocket pussy.
Yeah. You got
the kids' pocket pussy.
Yeah, the pocket pussy kids. Yeah,
the
child
Playmobil
edition.
pocket pussy. Do you think Lego makes a pocket pussy? Lego Fleshlight.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah. Why not? Let's make some Lego. There's got to be people that want to fuck Lego pussy for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got to be a thing.
Yeah, there's got to be a ton of Rule 34 Lego stuff.
Yeah, do you think that there's like a divide in the community of like Lego like aficionados, like people that want to fuck Lego, and then the people that want to fuck Mega Blocks?
Or Duplos.
Yeah, no, that's frowned upon in all those communities.
No, fucking Carlos Mencia fucks Duplos.
Yikes.
That's the mind of Mencia.
The mind of Mencia is a terrible thing to talk about.
Yeah, terrible medical affliction.
Yeah, truly, you never want that.
You know what I do want though? Pike 215, Teleflecter.
Yeah.
Released on December 2nd, 2015. 7 days. Took a nice week off. 7 days after Trace Candle.
Firstly, we got to talk about the album art on this one. It's real weird.
Yeah, it's like a thing with eyes and a mouth.
Yeah, it's strange. It just looks strange.
I don't think it's the strangest album art we had this week, though.
I don't think so.
Yeah, but it is very strange. This is back into alt metal, and he gets thrashy here.
He does, and there's some pretty shredding guitar solos on this as well.
Right, and so this is divided into 7 tracks.
Mm-hmm.
The first one being Teleflecter, and then tracks 2 through 7, Q12 through Q6.
Oh,
and I was like, what does that mean? I looked that up. He recently released a Pike. I think it's Pike 300 or it might be 301. Quarry contains tracks Q5 through Q1.
Oh, interesting.
So I don't know if those two are really meant to be together.
Or maybe it was just a lazy naming scheme.
Could have been, but the fact that there are tracks Q12, Q11, Q10, all the way through Q1 makes me think that they're supposed to be together. And then he actually like picked up after 6 and did 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Sure.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. Teleflecter, didn't love that song. It's kind of just alt metal.
Yeah.
After that, Q12 through Q6 are all pretty thrashy.
Yeah.
They're like alt metal, but like definitely they're like thrashy, but use a lot of chords.
Yeah, and there's a lot of like there's a few spots where it's like guitar solo over a bass line, which is a fun thing. That's a nice thing to hear.
You know, it kind of reminded me like a mix of like a lot of 80s metal with some more like alt metal things like late 80s, early 90s Queensryche type kind of
that kind of
feel.
stuff. Definitely, yeah, it's definitely where like it sounds. A lot of Buckethead stuff sounds like this to me, but it's like that time period where like the thrash guys were now like, hey, what can we do outside of thrash? And they were all kind of throwing stuff at the wall and kind of finding what works. This sounds like that, where it's like somebody that has played a bunch of thrash that is now like kind of branching
not doing like
out.
Crossover or something.
Yeah, not interested in that sort of style.
Yeah.
You know?
Although I'd love to hear Buckethead do crossover. I mean, he grew up around that scene, like LA in the 80s and 90s. Like he grew up right around, I'm sure, fucking, like suicidal tendencies, infectious grooves, SOD, stuff like that.
Oh man, it would be really cool to hear him do an infectious grooves type of thing. Because he does do a lot of like funk metal and stuff. So like it would be cool to hear him do like a straight up funk thrash thing.
Yeah, right?
Maybe we'll get that before the Pikes end.
One would hope.
We got a lot more Pikes to go.
We've got less than 100.
That's still a lot.
We've got 85.
I know. Or 86. Or 85. Yeah, you're right. Sorry.
After today.
Yeah.
Teleflecter.
What do you think that is?
What? Yeah. So my question for this is, what is the tele in here, and what is the flector?
The tele is definitely like, so it's some kind of device that's pulling something from an antenna. It's pulling some kind of signal from an antenna.
So it's not a Telecaster guitar.
No.
It's not a Tele.
No. I would say it is like more like a television.
Okay.
But maybe I'm thinking, okay, you know what this screams to me?
Mm-hmm.
And this is just me because I have a sick mind.
Yeah.
Teledildonics.
Okay.
Teledildonics. Tell me what you know about teledildonics, Britt.
It's dildos.
Yeah, dildos controlled over the internet.
Yeah.
So in the early days of the internet, the mid 90s, mid to late 90s, teledildonics became a thing. You know, you could control somebody else's.
It's really been around that long.
Yeah.
I mean, I know. I mean, like local teledildonics have been a thing for quite a while, like remote control stuff, but stuff
over the internet specifically.
It's really been around since the 90s.
Yes, famed comic book writer Warren Ellis wrote about it in the 90s.
Yeah, but did it exist in the 90s?
Correct. No, he didn't. No, he wrote an article about
nonfiction.
A nonfiction article about it in the 90s, and has talked about it at length because he also thinks it's amazing.
Yeah.
So, you know, but he's also a bit of a creep. So,
yeah.
You know, hate to see it.
Warren Smellis.
Yeah, sure. But yeah, the idea of something like that, pretty funny, pretty good.
Yeah.
If you could remote control anyone's dildo, who would you pick?
George W. Bush, of course.
Obviously, W.
Obviously, you gotta go for the.
I see Dick Cheney just so I could give him a heart attack.
Dick Cheney's Dick Chastity cage.
Yeah, he would be the type.
But it's made out of chains, so he just calls it Dick Cheney.
Yeah. Pretty good. Yeah, man. Okay. What? Okay. Say hypothetical situation. You're poor. You're at the grocery store.
That's not hypothetical.
You're poor. You're at the grocery store. You want to get them to discount cans of soup or whatever. So you're throwing cans at the ground to dent them to then ask for a discount on the cans.
No, there's better ways to do it than dent it.
I know, but let's say you're doing that. What would you pick?
You're giving me a 1999's Big Daddy scenario here.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Okay. All right. Fine.
You were literally saying that I would do something that Adam Sandler did in Big Daddy.
I think you do a lot of things that Adam Sandler did in Big Daddy. Like suck. Yeah.
Pike 216.
Wow.
Wheels of Ferris.
We're just screaming along here. Okay. All right.
Screaming Demon. December 8th, 2015. 6 days after Teleflecter.
Okay. Yeah. Six whole days.
Let's start with the album art.
It's
or
awesome.
lack thereof. Describe this for me, Spencer.
Okay. So there's like an art piece that has been taped over. There's like a piece of paper that is taped over an art piece. And the piece
is it honestly? So I don't think it's taped over. It
you
looks
can
like
see
it's
the tape
ripped.
Yeah, well, you can see the tape on the edges.
I see it the other way. I think it's ripped.
Well, no, it is.
So this is under
ripped.
that.
Well, no, it's over it. There's a shadow. It has a drop shadow.
I'm seeing the drop shadow the other way.
It's not the other way because you can clearly see the tape. Like look over here. See the tape? So there's tape along the edges.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
I see. Yes.
So it's a ripped piece of paper that is then taped over a piece of art, and it says Buckethead Land, Pike number 216. See reverse for operating instructions. However, the Pike is in fact named Pike 216 Wheels of Ferris.
True.
So it's a meta album art situation.
Do you believe this is operating instructions for the Wheels of Ferris or for the Pike itself?
That's a great question. I don't know.
Also, I want to say, is Ferris spelled right here? I thought it was Farris. I think this is the spelling like Ferris Bueller.
That is the correct spelling for the album. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if Ferris. I don't know. Have you ever gotten stuck on a Ferris wheel? Like stuck at the top of a Ferris wheel?
No. Who does that?
I've gotten stuck at the
No,
top.
it's Ferr. Yeah, okay, so it's right.
I've gotten stuck at the top of a Ferris wheel.
You
were thinking of Anna Ferris.
Okay. So I've actually heard that only little bitches get stuck at the top of Ferris wheels.
Oh yeah. Well, as an ex-little bitch, let me tell you.
As a person who knows what the term X means, let me tell you.
Oh, all right, all right. Yeah, when I was a kid one time, like, we went to the Alaska State Fair, and I hated the Ferris wheel. I always hated it because they would always, for whatever fucking reason, I would ride the Ferris wheel, and they would always stop me right at the fucking top of the Ferris wheel, and like I would just be stuck up there for like forever. And it happened to me every time I rode the Ferris wheel, and I didn't like being stuck up there.
No,
and so
they do it for the teens, so they have time to do a quick hand job. What did you not give yourself a hand job during that time?
I mean, I was with my mom and I was a child, so no.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah.
It looks like
your parents ever catch you jerking off?
Oh yeah. Oh man, I've had a lot of awkward.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Share one of those. Putting you on the spot. The people want to hear it.
Yeah, I don't like. I can't remember. So all I can really remember is like the aftermath and like how I got in trouble and like all the weird.
Oh yeah.
Like one time, it was discovered through like internet history that like me and my friend Sam Goodrich had been like looking.
Of course, it was Sam Goodrich.
Looking at porn when we were like 12 or 13 years old, and
nice.
So
what kind of porn?
It was on like God, what was it called? It was like Yahoo Pages, or they're one of those Excite pages. It was one of those things where you could like have a page and whatever. And there were
GeoCities.
No, it wasn't GeoCities. It was like a group thing, like early groups thing. But it was all like private groups, and so like we'd like become members to these groups and like look at still images. It was only still images. Like this is back in the early dial-up days. I'm talking like it was probably like 26.6K, like very slow internet. Like the first internet we ever had was 26.6.
Yeah, same.
And then we got the
56.
Oh yeah, 56. And then and then after that, we didn't get actual like DSLR equivalent, broadband until I'm gonna say 20.
I got it.
2002. Maybe.
Yeah, I was gonna say I got it around 2002. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
But before that, 2000, 2001, I'm 12, 13. Jerking off to just pictures, because that's all you got.
Wait, you and Sam were jerking off together?
I mean, in the same room, hanging out.
Really?
Looking at pictures.
Oh, nice. Fun.
Whatever. You got one computer. What are you going to do?
Yeah. Then what are you going to do?
Like, have one of them close their eyes, or go over to the corner and jerk off, or
we could take turns. One could keep
lookout. We did sometimes do the turn thing, but sometimes we, if like no one else was home or whatever, we'd hang out and like look at porn. As you do.
Nice. Yeah, as you do. Yeah. And wait, no, you said you got in trouble and it was weird. Like, what happened?
Yeah, so my parents found out because like internet history that we had been like looking at porn, and so like
your dad would be the type to look at internet history.
Yeah, so my dad and mom and then Sam Goodrich's parents like sat us down and had a big long talk about like pornography and stuff, and like my parents were super weird about it, but like Sam's dad was super fucking chill.
Of course he would be, yeah.
Sam's dad is the chillest man on earth.
Which is why Sam's such a fucking chill dude.
Yeah, and Sam's dad was like, hey, honestly, you're young, and of course you're going to have, sexual urges and curiosity and stuff, so I don't see that as a big deal. I just want you all to, like, be safe. If like, people contact you, you can't, and, like, he was about safety and not, like, getting picked up by pedophiles and stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas my parents were more stupid.
Yeah.
And like, porn. You're looking at porn.
Porn bad.
Porn bad.
Brit, porn bad.
Porn bad. Yeah.
Porn bad.
So,
you got in trouble though. What happened? What do you have to do?
I was grounded or something, and I couldn't use the internet. I don't even remember. I definitely got in trouble, and it was. I mean, the big thing was like we had to have that weird talk, and I hated that.
Yeah, that sucks. How long was the talk? Like an hour?
I don't even remember. This was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Like,
I know. I like to plumb the depths, you know?
Yeah.
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 This album is like a post-metal album, I guess, kind of. It's like alt metal.
It's got different things. There's alt metal, there's soft metal, there's like ballad metal, there's kind of just big chordy melodic ballads. The last song is like a gainy soft guitar with like a really saturated delay, and it's like melodic rock. It's a pretty cool album. I like this one a lot, actually.
Yeah, I liked it. I liked it as well. It was all right. I feel like the previous album is a pretty above average Pike, but maybe not one of the best ones. I felt like this one was just a little above average. I feel like this one is closer to average than that one. That being said, it's still solid. It's a solid it's a solid exploration of that sort of a sound, which he has done before, but it is more of that, and I think it's definitely worthwhile. And it's kind of cool. What do you think?
I thought it was pretty good. I just actually gave you my opinion. I don't know why you're asking for it again.
Well, Britt, I don't need to listen to you.
That's fair. Apparently you're not.
Sometimes it'd be like that.
Yeah, it was a good, I mean, it was, there's a lot, I'd say, of Pikes out there like this that are generally softer, melodic, rock, metal type stuff.
Yep.
This one doesn't really put itself head and shoulders above anything. There's not a ton of like super crazy guitar solos on it or anything.
Yep.
It's just like a good rock album, and it's good background music,
Definitely.
But it doesn't stand out half as much as like its cover does,
Yeah, its cover's pretty cool.
Yeah, the cover sets itself apart from the other Pikes, but the music doesn't so much.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Probably, actually, I'd say this might be the weakest Pike this week. It's still pretty good, but I think I liked 214 Trace Candle the most.
Yeah.
It was just soft and really nice.
I might put that on when I go to sleep someday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Could be good.
Hell yeah. Good song to cuddle your cat to.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of that lately.
Hell yeah. We love cuddling a cat. Love that.
Yeah.
So there's a song on here, track 5, called Stapler.
Yeah.
What are you stapling this album to?
My divorce papers.
That's fair. Imagine putting in a Buckethead album with your divorce papers. That's the most divorced energy of all time.
That is the most divorced energy is a G3 DVD.
Or Dream Theater. Yeah,
Dream Theater for sure.
Hell yeah. Liquid Tension Experiment.
Imagine, okay, what concert that you bring your ex-wife to under the condition that she goes or else you won't sign the divorce papers is this album?
Def Leppard.
Obviously Def Leppard. Wow, you hit the nail on the head.
Hey, what do you want? I want my divorce.
Yeah. That's there you go. That fits.
Yeah.
That fits. We love a divorced energy for sure. Man, wow, we already crammed through the Pikes. We rammed through them.
Cram-a-dam, ding-dong, doodle-dee-doo.
We just screamed through those Pikes. We got all piked in and piked out and piked up and
piked around.
Piked around. Yeah, it was pretty cool. We have a lot coming up. We have a lot of good content coming up, so I suppose we should keep trucking along.
Okay.
Why don't we... You cool with doing the next segment and then taking a break?
Yeah.
Cool, let's do that. So, with that said, Britt...
Spenser.
I was wondering a thing.
What's the thing that you are wondering?
The thing I was wondering is, Britt, would you be so kind as to take a journey with me?
I don't know if I'm going to be kind here, but I'll go.
Statements from the Bucket
Oh my God! Wow.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. We're here.
God.
We're here. Look at that.
Oh my God.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
All right. So kicking things off, YouTube user Tweekend27 says 6 years ago, "Thank you, Bucky, for the gift of your music."
Once again, we don't like Bucky.
We don't.
Stop it.
It's not one of his preferred
Stop.
things. Also, like, let's take a look at this profile picture here. It's like a very muscly, what looks like wrestler man.
That's
but
Brock Lesnar.
with a bucket head. Wow, how do you know that?
But you can totally see the OCKLES on there.
Okay.
And also, I recognize Brock Lesnar's body.
Brett Lesnar.
Brook Lesnar. His body, and also the sword tattoo he has on his torso. He's like the most muscly dude on earth.
Okay.
Like, look at him. He's huge. How could you not recognize Brock Lesnar?
Okay. Speaking of which,
Suplex City, baby.
All right. I believe you.
Suplex City, Spenser.
Okay, I have a condo there.
Suplex City.
Sounds like you've already bought in, though. All right, moving on. YouTube user G Smith says 5 years ago, "Buckethead, I shall have no others before you."
I think this is one of the 10 Commandments, yeah?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Oh, almost come corner. It sounds like maybe he wants to fuck Buckethead.
I feel
I'm
like
not
this
sure.
is. I feel like more than a cum corner, this is like kind of a little shrine that you pray to with like a Buckethead candle.
Yeah, you also jerk
Which, you know
off at
what?
that shrine,
We could make a ton of money on merch selling Buckethead like prayer candles.
Oh yeah, I can make candles here in my house. Like make them and put. Yeah, we can do that. Let's do that. That'd be great. Moving on. Savis Sawas says 6 years ago, "I am drinking."
Excellent.
Yeah. Sometimes you drink. I don't know.
Cheers, Savas Sawas. To you. To Buckethead. To us all. Nistrovia.
I don't have a drink, but yeah, I'm not.
You can drink my piss.
Yeah. Thanks. I appreciate the offer. That's nice of you. Speaking of drinking piss, the next person here, I feel like this person has left this comment before, and I might have read it before, but it's been a really long time. So we're just gonna
pull the Band-Aid, baby.
We're just doing it. YouTube user Jim Moeller says 5 years ago.
Well, we talk about Jim Moeller.
The disturbed mind of Jim Moeller comes back to us and says, "I want his entire library uploaded into a mainframe computer and eternally played in my casket when I pass."
Yep.
Yeah, because skeletons can hear.
Yeah, skeletons love music.
Well, I mean, hey, twinkling on them bones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean,
if I've learned anything from cartoons, it's that a rib cage is also a xylophone.
Mm-hmm. Skeletal Family, classic goth band. They like music. Skeletons.
Yeah,
Skeletal, at least.
If you could pick an artist to play in your casket for all eternity, who would you pick?
Weird Al.
Tight. That rocks.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then, like when the aliens dig me up, they'll be like, "Wow, we should rebuild the civilization."
Why are aliens digging you up, man?
You saw AI, right?
No. Are you talking about the Haley Joel Osment film? The Steven Spielberg directed Haley Joel Osment film?
Oh.
AI, Artificial Intelligence? From 2005? 4?
4, I think.
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
I know. I've never seen that film.
Well, it was originally...
Isn't it a Pinocchio movie?
Kind of. It's Stanley Kubrick's take, kind of, on Pinocchio-ish.
But it's Steven Spielberg.
It's Stanley Kubrick, but initially. Steven Spielberg finished the film for him.
Ah, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It was
Is it good?
Kubrick's last project. No, it's way too Spielberg, not enough Kubrick.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's bad.
Spielberg can be good when he's good.
Can be good, but
he's not
always on like Kubrick.
Yes.
Kubrick is literally never off.
I think I've only seen Clockwork Orange and 2001. I don't think I've seen any of those. So.
Barry Lyndon fucks.
I've never heard of that.
Eyes Wide Shut fucks.
No, never seen that.
No. He's got great films, man.
Yeah, I believe it. He's an interesting guy. Can really frame a shot. Yeah. Oh, I mean, I guess... well, actually, no, I've never seen The Shining either.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, we got to watch The Shining. That movie rocks.
I think I've talked
that
about
movie
this.
Rocks,
I think I have talked about this on the podcast, so forgive me if I have, but I watched a film a while ago called Dr. Sleep that I did not understand at all because I did not know it was a sequel to The Shining. And so I was watching it and I was like, what the fuck are they talking about? Like, I've never seen or read The Shining. And nowhere does it say that film is a sequel to The Shining. Like, nowhere.
Except in all of the marketing.
Well, I didn't see the trailer for it. I don't watch TV, Britt. I don't see trailers.
Yeah.
Unless I be seeking that shit out, which I don't do. So, yeah, it's okay. If I had to pick an artist to play in my coffin for all eternity...
It's weird that you don't see trailers because it looks like you live in one.
That's true. Speaking of which, I would pick Pantera to play in my coffin for all eternity.
Just cemetery gates over and over.
Gates! Yeah, exactly. Yeah, perfect. So, sorry, Cum Corner.
Oh, here we go.
Only one Cum Corner.
Getting horny.
Massive boner.
Let's get into the
Cum Corner. YouTube user Lance Leonard says 4 months ago, another emotional tugger by Buckethead.
Tugger
Carlson.
Tugger Carlson.
Yep.
I like that. That might be the name of the episode. I think we've
done another.
We did Tucker Carlson.
Yeah,
you're right.
Yeah,
never mind.
Yeah,
okay, that's canceled.
Yankin Candle though.
Yankin can. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I like the idea of getting an emotional hand job from Buckethead. That's cool. He could probably do a good hand job. He's got big hands, wrap around the shaft.
Yeah, but you said that's not so good because then he has to like wrap around too much because you want a more petite hand because like you want to feel like the full breadth of the hand, not just like the inner thumb, you know? Like the bigger hand you have, I feel like the worse hand job. Like I like a petite hand job. I don't know about
All
you.
right. Sure.
I like tiny hands jerking off.
This is really weird.
You don't like tiny hands on the big rod? Makes it look even bigger. It's really fun.
Yeah, it really does. Yeah, there is that aspect of it. Yeah.
Whereas if you get like, big ass hands, you're just like
ass hands.
I mean, it's just a regular big penis.
Yeah. Speaking of a regular big penis, the Dark Chum 1 3 years ago says, "Screw you, Mom, I'm gonna shred."
We're like, "Screw you, Mom, I'm gonna Shrek." Yeah,
that's true. I almost went, because I just assumed that was a Shrek thing, but it's not, but it could be.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
What if Tim Allen was the voice of Shrek?
I mean, it was initially supposed to be Chris Farley.
Oh, he would have been really good as Shrek.
Yeah, he would have been. That's actually the initial reason the movie was even sold in the first place is because he's attached to it.
And he kind of looks like Shrek, too.
Mm-hmm.
Shrek kind of looks like Chris Farley.
Oh.
Interesting. Kyle McDermott says something highly disturbing and problematic 6 years ago. I would seriously kill someone to be in his presence when recording this.
I'm going to be honest with you, Kyle McDemon. No, you wouldn't. Because you don't know how, like, fucking musicians record stuff in their own houses.
It's not very interesting.
It's A, not interesting. B, nothing you want to see because it's literally going to be him, probably in his underwear, fucking playing the same recording take like 100 times and getting it right once. Mm-hmm. You don't want that. It's not that interesting.
It's really not.
Like a storyteller's type thing, going back, using the final tracks, whatever, that'd be interesting. But like just watching Buckethead not communicate with you at all.
And then just record guitar parts over and over again until they're right and then move on and then more guitar parts. And then, it's not that interesting.
It's terribly uninteresting, I will say.
Yeah, and if you would take a life to see that, man, that's fucked up.
Yeah, honestly.
Like just go on Twitch. Like, people will be doing that on Twitch. Watch some of those people.
I'd buy someone ice cream to watch him do that. Like,
sure,
I would never go as far as to kill someone.
I would feed two birds with one scone for that.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah. Every time somebody says the other version of that, I always correct them. I'm like, this is a better way to say it. It's nicer.
Yeah.
It's good. Kenneth Mcnamara, we've talked about him before. We like this guy. Look at that profile picture. He looks like Kerry King. It's great.
It looks like Kerry King. But instead of thrash, he instead of a BC Rich, he plays a diabetes test kit.
5 months ago says, everything I've ever listened to by Big B the GOAT, no matter heavy, soft, or experimental, blows away with his level of creativity and sheer perfection of execution.
The excellent of execution. Indeed. I will say, I think Buckethead is the Bret Hart of guitar.
I don't know who that is.
He's a wrestler known as the excellent of execution, who we have talked about before because there was a comment several weeks ago there was like the greatest there has been ever will be, that thing. That's who Bret Hart is.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
The excellence of execution.
Speaking of which, 368 NBN, I don't know, says 5 years ago, that guy can play faster than I can drive. Which, yeah, that's probably true.
It'd be cooler if he was one more, because then he could be 369 Panty Line.
What?
From Get Low.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Do you think Buckethead can actually play faster than someone can drive?
Well, if you're talking about like distance traveled per second versus notes per second, yes.
No.
But you'd have to determine the scale.
Yeah, well, I'm talking about how about rotations per second versus notes per second?
Oh, then no.
Yeah, that's completely unachievable.
No, yeah, but but the actual vehicle.
Imagine 8,000 notes per second.
That sounds nice.
Even a car idling is at like 1,000 rotations. Mm-hmm. Like that's a lot.
That's true. So yeah, probably not. Can you play our theme for our friend?
Our greatest friend?
Our greatest friend. He's back.
Oh, I know.
Master of the ship key, a bucket bot divine, commenter extraordinaire, it's time for Jordan Vine!
Jordan Vine says 4 years ago, Bucket! Repeat as often as you like, play whatever you want, any style you want, release music when you want, I'll still feel proud, privileged, and honored to listen to you.
Fuck yeah, Jordan Vine. We love you, baby.
Fucking so tight. He follows it up with another pretty amazing comment.
He had comments on all these.
Yeah, do you want to read the next one for us?
Absolutely. For sure.
Here's another one from 4 years ago.
Jordan Vine says, Buckethead is the greatest musician / guitarist to ever exist. I'm being serious about this. I don't think I'll ever say, right, that's enough of Buckethead. I don't think those words will ever come out of my mouth. I don't think my brain, my soul, my heart, or my ears will allow them to. You know what I gotta say to this? I don't think my brain, my soul, my heart, my ears, or my wife will ever allow me to.
Hell yeah. Thank you. That's what we got for the Vine Vaults. Jordan Vine. Wow.
Yeah.
Earth Alter says 2 years ago, holy crap! I think the ghost of Colonel Sanders just violated my beak.
I don't know what that
I don't
means.
know what the fuck that means.
I don't like that at all.
It's really distressing.
That's very bad.
It makes me think of Colonel Sanders fucking a chicken.
Or like putting a chicken in his butthole is what I'm thinking.
Nice.
Yeah, like
that's hot.
Yeah. It's like, oh, you ever done a prostate cluck? Well, let me tell you.
You got to get in the prostate of mind, my friend.
Yeah, you may have played chicken with a car, but you ain't never played chicken with your asshole.
Scott Winfrey says 6 years ago, I wonder how calloused his fingers are. Probably would be like shaking hands with Hellboy. Sure.
Fine.
Yeah. Benamra Bassnett says 6 years ago, if BH were into politics, he would have already made a non-violent, borderless Earth with universal citizenship to explore everywhere with no restrictions, no racism, no bias. That's what I feel when I listen to his Pikes. No racism.
Oh, you didn't finish.
That's fine.
This one is a badass. Already taken my soul.
Took his soul.
Took his soul, dude.
Yeah. He just goes to a lot of places here, this non-violent, borderless Earth.
Very, very, very political. Like, they believe that Buckethead is very much, like, into leftist thought in general. Non-nationalism.
Which is impossible to say, since Buckethead does not talk to anyone.
Yeah, like, the most political Buckethead has ever been is a couple years ago, him and Bootsy were at, like, a vote drive together, and he was wearing a vote shirt or something. Which tells me, I mean, especially if you're friends with Bootsy Collins, there's no way you're like a fascist, obviously.
Yeah.
You probably can't even really be that right wing.
That being said, well, he doesn't talk about his politics, so we don't know.
Bootsy Collins does.
That's true.
Bootsy Collins is, definitely like Democrat, very much to the left.
Very staunch, vote blue kind of guy, for sure.
Yeah, and he's one of the few people who's really great friends with Buckethead, and you most of the time, if you're good friends with people, you usually share kind of similar-ish politics a little bit.
Similar-ish, yeah.
I'm not friends with anyone I would consider right-wing at all, straight up.
Sure.
I've kind of cut all those people out of my life because most people who engage in right-wing politics do not practice in empathy. I
would say that I'm friends with some people that I would classify as centrists. Though.
That's about as far as I'll go, and most of those people are people I've been friends with such a long time.
Yeah, right. It's like people they're grandfathered in. It's like I'm not making new friends that feel that
basically
way.
Decepticide.
That's what I was talking about. Whoa!
I'm like, God, I can't hate any of these people. However, I don't agree with the worldview in any way.
Totally. Okay, so there was a response to this comment that I think is pretty great.
Okay.
YouTube user Funkadelic Sun Wizard says, nobody would be messing with ISIS and nobody would be creating ISIS. There wouldn't be an ISIS. Nobody would have a desire to have an ISIS nor be in an ISIS.
What do you think this guy feels about ISIS?
I would say maybe he's not a fan. And we're obviously talking
he probably
about
likes
the
Tool.
sludge band,
yeah,
right?
He probably prefers Tool. He likes he likes clean vocals.
Totally, yeah. He's not into like the darker take on that ISIS has.
Right,
he's into the more pop friendly take that Tool does of that similar sound, yes.
God, imagine like the Kurdish military just showing up in an ISIS show and bombing it.
Yeah. Pretty good. Mm-hmm. We love that. Home Skillet says Bueller, Buckethead, Bueller.
Well, Ferris, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And lastly, to wrap up the Buckethead part of this, Rob Lee says in a truly nonsensical comment, "Dis bees operate in min zone brain zone."
Min zone brain zone. Where's your min zone, Spenser?
The taint.
Statements from the
No, that's not the end of the segment.
That's what you said.
I said the end of the Buckethead segment. We have one more.
Oh.
We have one more, Britt.
Don't announce the end of any segment until it's the end of the segment.
We have one more, Britt. On April 6th, 2018, at 1...
from the Britain Boy.
On April 6th, 2018, at 1 p.m., you texted me and said...
Moving on.
You said, "I'm so glad my photo on your phone is me in the Guy Fawkes-esque corpse paint from a show we played at the Paddleboat Cafe 11 years ago." This was in 2018, so that's now...
this would have been
15 years ago?
2 days before... I sent this at least 2 days before my 30th birthday.
Correct. Correct. And just to show everyone on the stream what that photo is, it is exactly how you described it. It is Guy Fawkes-esque corpse paint that you have painted on your face. My favorite part about this, though, is this is during a show that we played, and you got really sweaty, and so you wiped your forehead with a towel,
I just sweated it off.
No, I watched you do this. I have a vision in my brain of you wiping your head and wiping this off your head.
Because I've worn corpse paint more than once, and it always sweats off. So it had sweated off before
it was very sweaty
for the most part.
But yes, for sure. No, you're correct there. But you had wiped your forehead, so all of the corpse paint is gone from your forehead.
Yeah, because we do have this on video, and I do definitely sweat it off.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, or we did have it on video at one point.
Yeah, at one point. But and so you are just left with what looks like you are wearing a Guy Fawkes mask, but it is in fact just your corpse paint. It's pretty fucking good.
Oh, great, Spenser. Funny, really funny.
Statements from the Bucket
Boy. All right, now's the part of the show where we recommend stuff.
It
and
is.
Britt, what you got to recommend?
Well.
Tell me what's cooking in that noodle of yours.
Are you talking about my penis?
Mm-hmm.
My big rigatoni?
Yep.
My manicotti?
Uh-huh.
Actually, please don't gender it. It's them macotti, if you will. This week, I've got a couple things to recommend.
Cool.
Next week, we will be doing our monthly music catch-up.
Correct.
And so one of the albums I'm going to recommend from there is from a band called, I don't know how it's pronounced. I think it's Wild Run, Wilderun. Wilderun, probably. So I think they're like Northern European or something. But
I've heard of this band, but I've never listened to them.
I'd heard of them too, but I'd never listened to them. But they just released an album last month called Epigon, and it is so good. Like, it is, I mean, it takes symphonic metal to the next level in that, like, it sounds more like they made symphonic music and then inserted a metal band rather than they had a metal band and they just put in like a string keyboard arrangement. It's like, it's cool. It's
nice.
Really cool. We'll talk about it next week.
Hell yeah.
Other big thing I have to recommend is I recently watched a full almost 6-hour playthrough of a game called Harvester.
I've heard of this game, but I don't remember what it is.
Yeah, so it's a game, a point-and-click game that was made for PC DOS in 1996, and it is just, it's incredibly weird. Like, you wake up as, like, this teenager who doesn't remember anything, and your mom keeps on baking cookies for a PTA drive that's going to make it so any homeless people that wander into town can get a proper burial.
What?
It's super weird. It's incredibly well written, super well directed. Like, in that it's a point and click game, like most of it is just like conversations with other people.
Sure, yeah. Of course.
And in as much like the writing is so on point and there's so many weird, funny concepts in there. And it just made me think about like how often like games are made great and just elevated beyond just being really well-made games to being great games simply because of like good writing.
Yeah, that's
And the one I really thought about, obviously there's some people think like Todd Howard, who has done all of the Elder Scrolls games.
Well, he's the producer. He's not a writer on that.
He's not a writer, however, he is the director. And so he's in charge of the lore and has always kind of been in charge of the lore.
Sure.
In as much like Todd Howard has an interesting like vision of his world that's really cool. And he actually did write, I think, Morrowind, which is like the most, the densest of those games.
It's a very dense game.
Yeah. But also like, you know, John Romero, who wrote Quake and Doom and also directed those games. Awesome.
Not a lot of writing in those games.
Not a lot of writing, however.
But the overall aesthetic of those games. Right? Oh, he also did Daikatana, which is one of the edgiest games of all time.
But then the one that really stood out to me, though, that I thought about was Dan Houser, the guy who has written almost all of the GTA games.
Correct, yes. Dan and Sam Houser, the brothers, the Houser brothers. They were the main writers for all of those games.
As I understand it, Sam doesn't really work with Rockstar anymore.
He left.
Yeah.
But after GTA 5.
Right. And so Dan is like pretty much the main writer for the big flagship games for them now.
Yeah, which is wild because like those games are dense.
And
those GTA games are like, dense with parody and satire.
Right. And I will definitely say like GTA 4 and 5 are two of the best written games I've ever played.
I didn't like 5. I didn't like 5 at all, but I liked 4 a lot.
Like, especially what's his face, the
Trevor?
dirty guy, Trevor. Yeah, Trevor's so well written. I love that guy.
He's a fun character, but I just didn't really vibe with 5. No. I liked
it. Wasn't as good as 4, definitely. 4 was perfectly contained.
The best one is San Andreas and Vice City. Like, those are the two best ones for sure. San Andreas is my personal favorite GTA.
Yeah, I mean, there's good stuff about it. There's some, I mean, like the working out and shit like that is totally useless and dumb. Having to eat,
but like the soundtrack is incredible, and like the story is really. It's fun, and it's a good like satire of that sort of stuff.
I honestly would say the best story is 4.
It is the most concise story.
Yeah,
in that sense, because it's about an immigrant coming to America and his experiences in America, and it is the most different of all of them for sure.
Yeah, I love that game. But yeah,
I like that game too.
Yeah, what would you have to recommend this week, Spenser?
Oh my God, I talked to you about this for a while yesterday, actually, but I'm gonna repeat that here because the people need to know. Peacemaker on HBO is amazing, and everyone should watch it. It's so fucking good. It's like you do need to watch James Gunn's Suicide Squad from last year, so that is a prerequisite. You will need to write that. This is what I have to say about Peacemaker. Peacemaker is a show starring John Cena, and it's like he plays an anti-hero of sorts.
John Cena of wrestling
fame. So here's the thing: before Suicide Squad, I had literally never seen John Cena before. Like the only time I had seen him is in 2007. He guest starred on an episode of Psych, playing the Lieutenant O'Hara's brother. He's only in one episode. But that was previously the only time I had ever seen John Cena, so I don't really know anything about him. And I thought he was fine in Suicide Squad, but I didn't particularly like his character. That being said, he plays that same character from Suicide Squad in Peacemaker, and his acting is fucking phenomenal.
He's a great actor.
His performance is fucking amazing. Yeah, like he is so good in that show. It almost makes me want to watch wrestling. It's that good.
It's crazy because here's the thing. Top wrestlers are not only like world-class athletes.
I know.
They're also world-class actors.
For sure. Yeah, no, totally. And like I'm just saying.
The highest grossing actor for the last 5 years of our lives is a professional wrestler.
And a conservative...
I know. We don't know.
We're not talking about John Cena here. We're talking about The Rock. Yeah.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
But I gotta say, I absolutely love what he does in this show. He is the character he plays is, man, he's like kind of a piece of shit, which is like amazing because he's like a piece of shit with a heart of gold. Kind of that's his character archetype.
Right.
And so he's like doing things that are like objectively like good, but he's also like saying and acting like kind of a piece of shit. And it's like, but it strikes these like this really good balance of him being like funny and goofy, while also being like his character, his story in that show, like it goes pretty deep, and he has some extremely emotional scenes in that show, and like it really hits on some shit. And like, so there's a scene actually, there's a lot of like weird stuff in that show, but there's a scene where he just like walks into a room and there's a piano in the room and he just plays a song on the piano, like an emotional song. And it's actually him playing the piano. I learned this, which is amazing. And it's like, it's just so weird. Like there's so much weird stuff in that show.
He's an incredibly talented
He is incredible.
He speaks fluent Mandarin.
Like I gotta say, like I am... After watching this show, like I would count myself as a huge fan of John Cena. Like he is fantastic.
No, John Cena is awesome.
I will watch future things that he's in just because he's in it, because I like his performance so much in the show.
If you ever want to get into wrestling and you want to approach it from the acting aspect of it, there is no better way than his feud with CM Punk. I want to say back in 2012, 2011, Incredible feud. Some of the best promos ever cut in wrestling. And promos are the acting aspect of wrestling. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
We love John Cena.
He's really fucking rad. And like, he's not, the other thing is like, he's not the only awesome person on that show. Like everybody on that show is really, really good. Like all the performances are great. And all the characters are really like fun and interesting. There's another guy that's like kind of like a 4chan-y type of guy who's like pretty amusing as well. He's like John Cena's best friend. And it's a really weird and like it's a really weird show, but it is really worth watching, and I can't recommend it enough. Fucking rocks.
Hell yeah, we love that.
Hell yeah, it's fun to like watch something that you think is really really good. You know, I don't often watch shows and like get like super hype about them, but I am absolutely hype about that show. I cannot wait to. There's one more episode left in this first season, and I'm very excited to see the finale.
Hell yeah, we love to see it.
Hell yeah. Is it time to go to my favorite part of the show?
I think it is. Let's go to the comedy club.
Bucket joke. Bucket joke.
Bucket joke. Bucket joke.
You have some jokes this week. Do you want to start, or do you?
Yeah, I would love to open for you. Yeah. I forgot to make a stream template where I'm on top, but that's fine. I don't care.
That's okay. We all know you bottom.
Oh my God, Britt, you're fired from the podcast. Okay. I was having a bit of a day today, and I was like, I'll just write some bucket jokes real quick. Let's just do that. So I sat down and wrote some bucket jokes. Okay. So Britt, this podcast it really goes to show that we like to double, triple, even quadruple down on the least accessible and most wildly obscure humor ideas that we possibly can.
True.
It could be said that we're into inaccessibility. And by that, I mean, we're really into autoerotic asphyxiation.
Yes. Yeah.
Hey, Britt.
Also, we also just have handicap fetishes.
No, that's, yeah.
Into inaccessibility.
Yeah, totally. Hey, Britt, have you ever cooked human shit in a microwave?
I don't think so.
It smells pretty fucking bad. But I bet it probably smells better than Slash's snake pit.
That's very true.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's the crotch of his pants, by the way.
Yeah, it's his butthole.
Yeah, that's his taint. That's his snake pit. That's
okay.
Where he tucks his snake.
Yeah, there you go. it's where Slash's snake rests. Okay, I have one more joke. An ex-Star Trek actor bought a major chain of auto parts stores. Did you hear about this?
No.
Comini, bottom all. Those are my bucket jokes.
Okay. I had a fire in my apartment building earlier this week.
Uh-huh.
So I opened the fire exit and it left.
Nice.
Bernie Sanders must only drink whole milk, the way he talks about the 1%. Why are the lines so long at Michael Flynn events?
Tell me.
Everyone is there for Q.
That's a good joke. I like that.
What do you call the shitter in a black metal venue?
Oh, no.
Dark Throne.
Yeah.
I asked Spenser if he wanted some pecan pie. He said, I don't know about pecans, but I got a bunch of Gatorade bottles.
Wait, what?
Pecans?
It's beautiful, bro. It's beautiful.
A jazz bass player walks into a bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
I got my chimney replaced a couple of weeks ago, but I told the general contractor that I'm not paying for it because it's on the house.
Nice.
Thomas Edison, famous inventor Thomas Edison.
And elephant electrocution.
Yes, he must have hated toxic masculinity because women didn't mind being gaslit before he invented the modern light bulb.
It's pretty good.
I was arrested one time, but I got off on bail. They wondered why the cash was so damp.
Okay.
What do Spenser's eyes and his childhood have in common?
Oh, no.
Obviously no supervision.
Nice.
What do classic drum brand Rogers and a list of pardoned felons have in common?
I don't know.
Rogers' tone.
Bro, that is like, that is, wow. I love where we're going with this podcast. Like, Jesus Christ.
Sorry to make it political and about drummers.
That's beautiful.
We'll close out on this one. What do you call the window between patients and pharmacists in hospital pharmacies?
I don't know.
Prescription glasses.
Bucket joke.
We like when you call us and tell us that you have demands. We like when you call, or maybe, do we have any? No?
We do. We have one.
Okay. Well, so I believe this is from one of our mutual followers who likes our memes on Instagram about Buckethead.
Yeah, let's give this one a listen. I'm not sure who it's from. I don't want to read their phone number.
Yeah,
but
let's not. I'll tell you who they are. Maybe they said that they wanted to actually do this publicly because they like the story a lot. So.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay,
Yeah.
Let's give it a listen.
Yeah,
this is from January 31st at 10:13 a.m.
Love it.
Okay, so here's my Buckethead story. There was a really short line for the women's room, and one woman in line in front of me said something along the lines of, "Did you see how long the line is for the men's room? This show is a total sausage fest." And I said, "I know, right? You'd think there'd be more female fans here. I mean, look at his fingers. Makes you think what them hands do." And I am not exaggerating when I say every single woman in that bathroom turned and looked at me in utter disgust, and no one even responded to that. And I just had to stand there looking like a dumbass. And I was later informed by a friend that no one else really wants to fuck the weird robot man with the bucket on his head except for me.
What?
So there's my Buckethead story at the end.
Well, that was fucking way more amazing than I was expecting.
Yeah, that's why I told
one of us.
That's why I told you we needed to listen to messages.
Yeah, okay.
She told me that story on text, and I'm like, "Would you mind calling in?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'll do it." And so, yeah,
wow,
I've been waiting for that. Yeah,
fucking beautiful.
Right.
Okay, so this is like the sort of
two people we know who want to fuck it head.
Makes sense.
At least.
Okay. So look, I mean, that's the sort of humor, obviously, that we make on the podcast.
Yeah.
We're constantly joking about fucking and dicks and fingers and, buttholes, all the cool stuff.
Buckethead finger banging people. That's
Dude,
funny.
that rules.
That's funny.
That's funny as shit.
Whether you're actually sexually attracted to that or not, it's funny.
So, like, I feel like our podcast, as a result, is like for the very small subsection of Buckethead fans who are also okay with like meta raunchy humor, which is like, it is the most narrow of narrow.
Yes.
But I loved hearing that, and that really made me feel good.
Yeah,
it was good shit. So it's fucking rad.
Yeah. Our very strict subset of the internet and humor is like competent prog musicians with a sense of humor, which is like usually if you're like a competent like prog musician, you're not funny or into funny things.
That's true.
At least
That's
not
very
intentionally.
True. Yeah.
Like you might be into like, Dream Theater, who are objectively funny, but not intentionally. So it's complicated. It's complicated.
It is. And speaking of complicated, that's the best segue for our next segment.
You can't try to get laid or watch me ball. You gotta go out and get that job. What a waste of pleasure. What a waste of pleasure. What a waste of pleasure.
Okay. Fuck. Okay, our next segment is so goddamn complicated. I have to explain. I have to do a lot of explanation here. So if you haven't listened to our bonus episode about the Ralph scene, let's call it, here's a bit of a backstory. In 2009, Bam Margera made a film called Ming Hags. Mm-hmm. Ming Hags is a sequel to the film Haggard, and it stars Bam Margera, Ryan Dunn, and a variety of people who are in other Bam Margera things.
Yes.
Britt and I and Britt's brother are obsessed with a scene in this film that we call the Ralph scene. It is 57 seconds long, and it is a fever dream of sorts.
Yes.
If you have not heard this scene before or not seen this scene, I'm going to play it right now just so you have a baseline of what this is like.
Jesus Christ, Ralph. Aren't you supposed to go out looking for a job today?
Nah, there's a b-ball game coming on at 4.
You can't watch no b-ball game. You gotta get a job.
Nah, I'm gonna try to get laid tonight.
Ralph, I'm getting tired of it. You're gonna get a job today. T-O-D-A-Y.
This is muffed up. I'm taking a day off.
Back in the war, we kill sissies like you. I'd like to shoot you, stupid.
You couldn't hit the side of a barn.
If we were in the jungle, I'd slice your throat.
And this isn't the jungle. My cat will save me.
I can't believe that I had sex to even make you.
Sex makes people?
What a waste of pleasure.
My name is Ralph.
Your forehead makes a good target. By the end of the day, you better have a job or else. You see this? It's gonna hurt. Get a job.
Okay, so that is the Ralph scene.
That is the Ralph scene. We have watched this. I've watched this dozens, maybe 100, maybe a couple hundred times. I'm not sure. I made a 10-hour supercut of it, repeating for 10 hours.
I've watched it.
And
I've watched it a couple dozen times at this point, at least.
I put it on and just let it go. So I don't know how many times I've watched it.
Yeah.
You know, I did all of the back research for the hour and a half episode we did on it. So I've watched it many times. I'm very familiar with every aspect of this scene.
And it's really, why are we obsessed with this? I don't know. It just is.
It's one of the worst things I've ever seen committed to film.
It's terrible, but it's also beautiful in its own way. Like
it's so unique.
It's ugly beautiful.
And terrifying. Right. Yeah. It's as the French would say, it's a joli liade. It's ugly beautiful.
Yeah.
It's so unique and ugly and terrifying that it has come through to the other side.
Break on through to the other side.
And it is amazing contemporary art.
Yes, agreed. So we decided to add a final segment to the show, and this is going to close out the show. And this is where we read a reinterpretation of this scene. So it's the same structure, right? It's the same back and forth, roughly the same lines, but recontextualized to be two different people.
Yes.
Right? So then we're going to read these back. And to kick off this segment, today Britt and I have both prepared our own reinterpretations of the script. And then we're going to read both of them together. Britt, do you want to start with yours or mine?
I don't care. I just texted you mine.
Yeah, let's start with yours.
Okay.
I'm going to text you mine. Don't read it though. Just
okay.
Yeah.
Now, so for mine, would the lead is, the person who starts is Ralph's dad.
Yes.
Would you like to play Ralph's dad or Ralph in this?
Can I know who the people are?
Yes. So the Ralph's dad, the character I wrote him as is Julius Caesar.
Wonderful.
And he is confronting the leader of the Gallic tribes, Vercingetorix, in order to confront him and take over the traditional Germanic fatherland and rule and basically be the king of the Gauls.
Okay. I would say I would like to play Ralph's dad in this circumstance. So Julius Caesar.
Okay.
So I'm gonna change the stream overlay here so it represents that.
Totally. And so just so you know, the word is pronounced. The name is pronounced Vercingetorix.
Vercingetorix.
You got it.
Perfect. Okay.
Perfect. All right.
We're gonna try to play along to the video here, but it's probably not gonna work. We'll see. We'll do what we can.
Yeah.
All right. You ready?
Yep. Go for it.
I'm going to do a 3, 2, 1, go.
Go for it.
3, 2, 1, go. Divine Julius Vercingetorix, aren't you supposed to be... I'm so sorry. Let's try one more time. 3, 2, 1, go. Divine Julius, Vercingetorix, aren't you supposed to unite the Gallic tribes in order to defeat my Imperial Roman forces today?
Nah, there's a division within the Gallic tribes coming on at 4.
You can't have no division within the Gallic tribes. You gotta protect your homelands from my Imperial forces.
Nah, I'm gonna try to get laid tonight.
Vercingetorix, I am tired of it. You are gonna unite the tribes today. Today.
This is muffed up. I'm taking the day off.
Back in my Western campaigns, we killed sissies like you. I'd like to run you through my elite cavalry, stupid.
You couldn't organize a phalanx, much less a legion.
If we were in Rome, I'd slice your throat.
But we're not in Rome. My men will save me.
I can't believe you would lead the people of the Germanic lands.
Gaul is Germanic lands?
What a waste of tribesmen.
My name is Vercingetorix.
Your fatherlands make a good target. You better unite the Gallic tribes under one banner by the end of the day, or else. You see this? It's gonna hurt.
Beautiful.
That was beautiful. That was beautiful. That was beautiful, Brett. Thank you.
Excellent.
That was great. Mine is between Seth Putnam and Chris Barnes.
Jesus Christ. All right, I'm going to be Seth Putnam here.
You are going to be Chris Barnes. Or no, sorry, no, I'm going to be Chris Barnes. Correct. Yes, you were going to be Seth Putnam. Mm-hmm. You have to be Seth Putnam because of the final line. So
give me a countdown. I'm ready to go whenever.
Perfect. All right, so 3, 2, 1. Oh, sorry. 3, 2, 1, go.
Jesus fucking Christ, Chris! Aren't you supposed to be fighting me like you threatened, pussy?
There's something I got to do with my tour bus.
You can't hide in your tour bus. You gotta fight me, fucking pussy!
Nah, I'm gonna hide in my tour bus.
Chris, I'm getting tired of it. You're gonna fight me today. TODY. Shit.
This is muffed up. I'm not coming out.
Back in Boston, we killed pussies like you, faggot. I'm gonna shoot you, stupid.
You couldn't hit the side of the venue.
If we were in the pit, I'd beat your ass.
Well, this isn't the pit. My roadies will save me.
I can't believe you were in fucking Cannibal Corpse.
I was in Cannibal Corpse.
What a waste of riffs!
My name is Chris.
Your 5 head makes a good fucking target. By the end of the show, you better come out or else. See this? It's gonna hurt. You're fucking gay! Beautiful history.
Thank you. If you don't know the history of Chris Barnes and Seth Putnam, suffice it to say, Seth Putnam went to a 6 Feet Under show with his guitar player to hand out flyers looking for a drummer. Eventually, Seth Putnam ended up heckling Chris Barnes, and Chris Barnes ran to his tour bus, and then hid on his tour bus and refused to fight Seth Putnam. So Seth Putnam wrote the song "Chris Barnes is a Pussy" in retaliation.
So, you know what we're calling this segment?
What's that?
Epic Ralph battles in history.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Yeah, we have to. That's
you're welcome. Yeah. It's a perfect title.
Can you explain to me a little detail on Vercingetorix?
Vercingetorix. He was the initial leader of the unification of the Gallic tribes. When Caesar was going northward after he finished his westward campaigns and united Spain and everything.
Yeah,
he went north and decided to take traditional Germanic and maybe French lands too. Vercingetorix was the first guy to unite all the Germanic tribes, but he actually died before he could really come face to face with Caesar on the battlefield.
Nice.
But yeah,
that's
basically
he had
a lot of trouble uniting the tribes, and fucking the entire time Caesar was goading him because Caesar's a funny asshole.
Yeah. I gotta say, I'm really impressed with our choices today. They were perfect.
Yes,
amazing.
Very opposite. I
know. I loved the dichotomy. You know, the juxtaposition, if you will.
Yeah. Immediately last night when we talked about this, I'm like, I've got so much weird Roman history.
So you remember? So last night, so y'all, the listener, you weren't there, but last night I was like, Britt, I pitched this idea to Britt. And then we both started laughing maniacally. And we were both like, I want to do it tomorrow. And you were like, I want to do it. And I was like, but I want to do it. Because immediately I was like, Seth Putnam and Chris Barnes.
Beautiful. You could do Seth Putnam and like anyone.
Jamie Josta.
Yeah, you could do like 30 of these just on Seth Putnam and Robert Smith.
Yeah, I just like the Seth Putnam and Chris Barnes is the classic, and it's perfect. It's great. I have some other ideas though that I'm really excited for,
and this will be a weekly segment. And you know what? If we do this for the next 29 episodes, like we will basically put together an hour worth of this.
Yeah, so we can post that on YouTube
every single week. Yeah. Let's do this and put together one of the dumbest projects ever made.
I will edit the video so like it represents that. I'll like get Google images of Vercingetorix and Julius Caesar, and I'll paste them over the characters in the video. I'll do that work because it's going to be beautiful.
Love that.
It's going to be really good. I'm very excited. Do you have any pairings you want to hint at, or do you want to make it a surprise?
No, I mean there's so many great historical.
Let's make it a surprise.
I'm gonna go probably deep into history. Of course, I'll do like the only one I'm going to hint at for sure. The only one I'm definitely gonna do is Donald Fagen. And
oh my god!
And Chuck Rainey in the studio when they're playing Peg.
Oh my god!
And Chuck Rainey's slapping, and he's like, "No, you shouldn't slap." And so like Chuck's like,
Chuck.
And so Chuck just like turns around and plays the slap line anyway, and they're like, "Oh, that's perfect." And it was like, and I think Chuck Rainey's line is like, "I was all slapping, motherfuckers didn't even know," and it's beautiful. It's like, yeah, it's so good. I love Chuck Rainey.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Well,
yeah, we'll have a lot of fun with this. This is a great, easy format. We'll definitely like get the rhythm down a lot more. I think tighten it up. It'll be fun.
Oh damn, we forgot to switch the thing for the
what? Oh, it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah, all right. But
people get it.
It's fine.
But yeah.
Anyways,
so
that's the show.
That's our new segment. That's our show. That's
we're increasingly striving to make the most obscure show possible, and here we are, really nailing it. I think.
Yeah, I discussed it the other day. Like my ultimate goal. I don't know about Spenser. Don't really care. But my ultimate goal with the show is, or not just this show, but podcasting in general, is to really create one of the foundational, maybe first, I'm not sure, postcasts.
Yes.
To where it is a podcast specifically not about anything and really like blazing new trails into the format. I want to broadcast things that people don't care about or don't know about.
So, they're in jokes with yourself, basically. So what we're doing is mental illness, the podcasting.
Basically. But at the same time, there is a point to it because, like, you know, we went through, you know, our last bonus episode was, our last Patreon exclusive episode was this, in which I edited down, but it was originally almost an hour and a half. But for about an hour and 10 minutes, you, me, and my brother discuss this less than 1 minute scene and every single aspect thereof.
It is like incredibly dense. Like we're getting so granular. It's beautiful.
It is beautiful because there's so much information out there, you know?
And we're focusing on the things that no one cares about.
Exactly.
No one cares about this.
But you know what? Like, I do.
I do too.
And there's got to be at least like one person listening. Someone's like typing right now. They might care.
Yeah, someone says here, they're here for it. Burger Wolf 666.
Hell yeah. Ian. Hell yeah. We love you, dog. Appreciate you.
He's here for it.
Thank you for being here for us. Me and Ian, by the way, have the same quote on our forearms.
Wow, that's heavy.
Yeah, we both have a So It Goes. We both Kurt Vonnegut fans.
It is a
white boy thing to do.
Yeah, it is.
Anyway,
nice.
I've been Britton.
And I've been Spenser. You've been listening to Gettin'
A Bucketcast. Stay greasy, Bucketheads.
Namaste.